Welcome to AI in 10. I'm Chuck Goetschel, and every day I break down the biggest AI story in just 10 minutes. What it is, why it matters, and how you can actually use it. You know, sometimes the biggest revolutions start with someone in their garage, or in this case, someone who figured out how to make AI agents work together like a really efficient office team, and now the biggest AI company in the world just hired him. Here's what happened that's about to change how you work and live. A developer named Peter Steinberger created something called OpenClaw. Think of it as a way to build your own team of AI helpers, not just one chatbot, but multiple AI agents that actually collaborate with each other. One agent might research a topic, another debates the findings, a third writes the final report, all working together like a digital think tank. And here's the kicker. It all runs on your own computer. No monthly subscriptions. No sending your data to some company's servers. Just you and your personal AI workforce. The thing exploded. We're talking 214,000 stars on GitHub in a matter of weeks. That's like going from unknown musician to Taylor Swift overnight in the tech world. People started buying Mac Minis and gaming computers just to run these agent teams at home. Chinese tech giants scrambled to build their own versions. And now, OpenAI just hired the creator. Let me break down what makes this different from what you've been hearing about AI. Most AI tools you use today are like having one really smart assistant. You ask ChatGPT a question, it gives you an answer. You ask Claude to write something, it writes it. One request, one response. But here's the problem with that approach. Real work doesn't happen that way. When your boss asks you to figure out the best marketing strategy for next quarter, you don't just sit down and write a report. You research competitors, you analyze data, you brainstorm ideas, you test those ideas against reality, you revise, you get feedback. That's what OpenClaw lets AI agents do. They work as a team. Imagine you need to plan a family vacation. One agent researches destinations based on your budget and preferences. Another agent checks weather patterns and travel restrictions. A third agent compares hotel prices and reads reviews. A fourth agent looks at your calendar and suggests the best dates. Then they all share their findings and debate the options before giving you 3 solid vacation plans. Instead of you spending hours doing all that research yourself, your AI team handles it while you're at work or sleeping. And because it's running on your own computer, your personal information stays personal. No company is collecting data about where you want to go on vacation or how much you're willing to spend. Now, why does it matter that OpenAI hired this guy? Because OpenAI isn't just buying his talent, they're buying the future. This shows where AI is headed. Not just smarter individual assistants, but entire teams of AI agents working together. Now, think about what this means for your job. Instead of learning how to use one AI tool, you'll soon be managing teams of AI agents, each one specialized for different parts of your work. If you're in sales, you might have one agent tracking leads, another researching prospects, and a third writing personalized outreach emails. If you're in accounting, you might have agents handling data entry, reconciliation, and reporting, while another agent flags unusual transactions for your review. But here's what's really interesting, and a little concerning for some people. These AI agent teams are starting to make decisions independently. Sam Altman from OpenAI said something fascinating about this. He noted that when AI agents start acting on their own and interacting with each other without human oversight, we're seeing genuine machine autonomy emerge. That's both exciting and worth watching carefully. Let's talk about what this means for your wallet. Right now, if you want powerful AI tools for work, you're probably paying monthly subscriptions. $20 here for ChatGPT Plus, $30 there for Claude Pro, another subscription for Grammarly, another for design tools. Those costs add up fast. For a small business owner or freelancer, you could easily be spending $200 to $300 a month on AI-powered software. OpenClaw and tools like it flip that model upside down. You buy the hardware once, a decent computer that can run these agents, and then you own your AI workforce. No monthly fees, no usage limits, no worrying about price increases. It's like the difference between renting and owning your home. Sure, there's an upfront cost, but then you're building equity instead of paying rent forever. People are already acting on this. Mac Mini sales have spiked. Gaming computer sales are up. People are realizing that a one-time investment in hardware beats years of software subscriptions, especially when that hardware gives you more control and privacy. For families, this could be huge. Imagine having AI agents that help your kids with homework, not by doing it for them, but by acting as personalized tutors. One agent explains math concepts, another helps with writing, a third creates practice problems, all tailored to how your child learns best. And because it's running on your home computer, you control what information the AI has access to. You're not sending your child's homework and learning patterns to some corporation's database. Here's what you can actually do with this information starting today. First, you can download OpenClaw right now. Go to GitHub and search for OpenClaw AI. Now, fair warning, this isn't as simple as downloading an app from your phone's app store. You'll need to follow some technical setup instructions. But here's the thing. Thousands of regular people are figuring this out. The community has created step-by-step guides, YouTube tutorials, Reddit discussions where people help each other troubleshoot problems. If you're not ready to dive into the technical side yet, start preparing in other ways. Research what kind of computer setup you'd need. A Mac Mini with enough memory will run these agent teams, so will a decent gaming PC. You're looking at maybe $500 to $1,000 for hardware that could replace thousands of dollars in annual software subscriptions. Second, start thinking about what repetitive tasks in your work or personal life could benefit from an AI agent team. Maybe you manage social media for your business. You could have agents creating content, scheduling posts, responding to comments, and analyzing engagement. Maybe you're planning a wedding. Agents could research vendors, compare prices, check availability, and even handle initial outreach. The key is starting to think in terms of workflows instead of individual tasks. What series of steps do you do over and over that a team of specialized agents could handle? Third, join the communities where people are sharing what they're building. Reddit has active discussions in communities like Local Llama. People share their agent setups, troubleshoot problems together, and showcase what's possible. You don't have to contribute right away. Just lurk and learn. See what other people are building. Get ideas for your own projects. Now, I want to address the elephant in the room. Some people are worried about AI agents acting independently, and honestly, that's a reasonable concern. When you have multiple AI agents making decisions and talking to each other without human oversight, unexpected things can happen. But here's my take on it. This technology is coming whether we embrace it or not. The question isn't whether AI agents will become more autonomous. It's whether you want to own and control your AI agents or whether you want to be dependent on whatever some corporation decides to offer you. OpenClaw and similar open source tools give you control. You can see how the agents work. You can modify their behavior. You can shut them down if they're doing something you don't like. That's very different from being at the mercy of some black box AI service where you have no idea what's happening behind the scenes. The smartest approach is to start learning now while the stakes are still relatively low. Build simple agent teams for small tasks. Get comfortable with how they work. Understand their limitations and capabilities. That way, as the technology gets more powerful, you're prepared to use it responsibly and effectively. There's a bigger shift happening here that goes beyond just AI tools. We're moving from an era where you rent access to intelligence to an era where you can own intelligence. That's fundamentally different from anything we've seen before. For decades, if you wanted powerful computing capabilities, you had two choices. Buy expensive hardware and software or rent access to someone else's systems. Most people chose renting because buying was too expensive or too complicated. But AI agents running on consumer hardware changed that equation. It's becoming cheaper and easier to own your AI capabilities than to rent them. That puts individuals and small businesses on much more equal footing with big corporations. Think about what that means for your career. Instead of hoping your employer invests in AI tools for you to use, you can build your own capabilities. You can become more productive and valuable by owning AI agents that make you better at your job. If you're a consultant, you can offer clients faster turnaround times because your AI agents handle the research and initial analysis. If you're in marketing, you can test more campaigns and strategies because your agents handle the execution details. This is about taking control of your own productivity and career development instead of waiting for someone else to give you the tools you need. The fact that OpenAI hired OpenClaw's creator tells us this isn't just a side project or hobby technology. This is where AI is headed. Multi-agent systems working together, increasingly running on hardware that individuals and small businesses can afford. Companies like OpenAI see the writing on the wall. They need to integrate these capabilities into their platforms or risk being left behind as people build their own AI workforces. But here's the opportunity for you. You don't have to wait for OpenAI to release their version. You can start building your own agent teams now. Learn how they work. Figure out what's useful for your specific situation. By the time the big tech companies roll out their polished versions, you'll already be ahead of the curve. This is one of those moments where being an early adopter actually pays off. The learning curve isn't impossibly steep. The community is helpful and welcoming, and the potential benefits are enormous. Just remember, I'm not a technical advisor, so always do your own research on what hardware and setup makes sense for your specific situation. We're watching the birth of personal AI workforces. Teams of specialized agents that work for you, not some corporation. They run on hardware you own, using your rules, protecting your privacy, and the guy who figured out how to make it accessible to everyone just got hired by the biggest AI company in the world, which tells you everything you need to know about where this is headed. The question isn't whether AI agent teams are coming to your work and life, it's whether you'll own them or rent them. That's today's AI in 10. If you want to go deeper and learn AI with a community of people just like you, join us at AIhammock.com. I'll see you tomorrow, my friends.